Hello, artists and crafters. Today we're going to be doing another pair of holiday earrings. You will need a bead resin mold. You'll need the UV resin. You'll need some glitter in red. You'll need a mixing tool. You'll need a stirring stick and a little spoon to get the glitter out. You'll also need some red wire. This is 16 gauge. You don't have to use 16 gauge. You can use 20 gauge if you'd like, if that's what you have. 2 fish hook earrings, 2 jump rings, and you'll need 2 little eyelets. Now with the bead mold, this one does not have the center piece in it to have the hole, which you could do. You could use that one. And then in that case, you won't need the eyelets. You would need the head pins to put this together. And also, if you don't have red wire, you can use just jump rings to put this together. Or if you don't have the resin to do the resin bead, you can use a regular bead that you may have. There are many options to this. You'll also need a ring mandrel, and I just need it because I want to make some red jump rings on the end. I need them a little larger. I have 2 pairs of pliers. And I'm just going to use these to open and close the jump rings, and I have my flush cutters to cut the wire. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so first we'll be putting some UV resin into our mixing bowl, and you're going to need just enough for 2 beads. That's all we're going to need. Also, we're going to be using a 36-watt LED UV light, and that when you're curing, it depends on what light you have. I have a 36. If you have anything higher, your curing time will be less time. So let's get this mixed up. Just do a nice scoop of red. And then mix it up thoroughly. And then pour it into your molds. Now remember, we're just doing 2. Whoops. I'm going to have to mix up some more. Again, mix thoroughly. They're small beads, but it's amazing how much resin they take. Oops, kind of went over on that one. So I'll get a paper towel and a brush. And I'm just going to clean this up. Actually, I'll just wipe it off into this. Just cleaning it up a little bit. This one has a little bit too much. Okay. And then we will cure this for, I'm going to do it 3 times on the 90 on top, and then I'm going to turn it over and do it twice on the 90 seconds. So we'll do that right now, and then I'll come back when it's done curing. Now that it's cured, we can remove it from the mold. Okay, now there's some little end pieces here. You could either clip them with some scissors, and it's just a little bit of overflow. And then you can also use a file, and if there's like a little rough edge there, you could just file it down so there's no rough edge. And then we will be going over this again with some more resin. Okay, and you can just feel it to make sure it's flat. This one seemed to have like a little bit more of a little lip on it from the mold. So it's just taking a little bit more filing. And then we'll fill that in anyway. So if there's just a touch, just take any brush. This is just a cheap makeup brush that I bought just to dust these off. I think I got it at Dollar Tree. And then you need a Dremel to drill a hole, or if you have like a little hand drill for jewelry where you can just twist a little drill in there. I'm just going to use the Dremel. I'm going to make the hole up on top here. Okay. Oops. Okay. And then you'll take your little eye hook and place it. Oops. You might, I use kind of a small little drill, so just have to screw that right on in. There we go. And then we'll do this one. There we go. Don't screw them in too tight because they can break off. Okay, there we go. Now, there still is some area there that we want to cover up. So what we can do is use the, oops, the glass tile. And then put some sticky tack. And then put these on top. And then we can use another mixing bowl and then put just a little bit of resin in there, because you only need a little. You don't need a whole lot for this. You get your brush and then just brush that on. And brush around the little eye hook there, just to make sure that it's in and secured. Okay, set that aside, and then we will cure this. I'm going to do it for 120 seconds. Okay, so while that is curing, I'm going to move some of my stuff to the side. Remove my little drill bit. Put that away. And we'll need the ring Dremel. We'll need your silver wire. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use the upper part, which is basically like a size 1, and we're just going to loop it around. Oops. And then with your flush cutters, we're just going to cut close to make, oops, I'm sorry, to make a jump ring. And then you'll probably have to bend it around a little bit to get it back into the circle, since this is a thicker gauge wire. Now if you don't, I'm going to make 4 of these. Okay, so now if you don't have these, if you have a lot of jump rings, you can put jump rings together to make your chain instead of using these bigger loops. All right, now that I have 4 done, I'm just going to put 2 together, and actually I don't need pliers for this because it's really easy. And then I'm just going to slip this one on, close it up. Now if you want a longer earring, you can do 3, and that would be really pretty too. I'm just making a shorter earring. Okay. Actually, while this was open, I could have put the little, well, here's the little jump ring. We're going to put that on after with the earrings, fish hook earrings. So we'll close that up. And I believe these are done drying. Or curing, I'm sorry. Okay, so we'll just remove these from the sticky tack. Oops, putting the wrong thing on the tile there. And then we can open one end up and put it through the loop. Okay, so that's what we have. And then, okay, I'll start with one set of pliers, and then I'll open this up to the side, place it on the loop, and close it up. There's one earring, very festive for the holidays. Now this is just an easy earring to make. Very easy, simple. You can add to it too if you'd like. If you want to create a holly leaf out of resin, you could attach it to the upper loop up here and it can hang down, and this could be like one of the berries. There are so many options you can do with this. You could do more loops and connect more loops together, have long dangly earrings. But this was just a quick and easy holiday earring to make. Now that your earrings are done, if you'd like to add a little extra to it, you can make, like I said before, you could add a holly leaf. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So what you'll need is a couple more jump rings too. You can just set those aside. You'll need 20 gauge silver wire, and I will cut just 2 small lengths because you really don't need that much for this, because we're just going to make a nice little holly leaf. And we're going to bend it in the center. Bend it out a little bit. Bend it in again. And then you can just use your fingers to bend it the way you want it, just to do the little bends and curves. Now they're both not going to be exact, but they'll be close. Like so. And then you can hold this with your pliers, well, one set of pliers, and then you can take this one and just go around once. And then you can clip it. And then just secure it with your pliers. Okay, so we'll need a little loop. So you'll need your round nose pliers, and we're just going to bend it over just a little. Like so. And I'm just going to leave that little part in there because the resin will fill this up and basically stabilize everything and secure it. So, okay. Do another one. Just bend it a little bit in. And you can use this as, you know, your guide to make another one. Now remember, they don't have to be perfect, but you want them a little bit similar. Okay. Well, they're pretty close. I think one's a little bit bigger. Yeah, let me see. And if that happens, you can just play around with it with your fingers and rebend it to make it a little bit smaller. And if you need to straighten it, you can just straighten it up a little bit and then do your bend. Let me see. Almost. Almost. Okay, that's about right. So again, take this and hold it together and do one wrap around. And then we'll clip it. And then secure it. And then round nose pliers and make that little loop. And this one's got a little kink at the end for the middle. All you need is your cutters. Cut that right off. And then you can take your pliers and flatten it up a bit. If you want a little bit sharper edges, you can use the pliers to sharpen it up a bit. So let's see. All right, so we have the 2 holly leaves, and then what we're going to need is some resin tape. And we're just going to, oops, if I can find my scissors, I'll cut some off. Okay, sticky side up, and then place, if it's curved a little, that's okay. It depends on how you'd like them curved. See, if they're like that, it's curved out a little bit. If you'd like to curve it more in, it's perfectly okay. Because don't forget your loop there. So just make sure it's all stuck on there. I'm going to curve this one just a little bit. And stick it in there really good. And you can make like a little piece up here so you can hold it if you need to. And then you'll need a mixing cup. I already have some UV resin in there, so I'm just going to add just a little bit more. And there's quite a few bubbles in there, which I'm going to need to remove. And I'm going to use my heat gun to do that. Okay. And then I have this green dye, and this is the UV colorant. It's in peridot, and I don't think this one's opened yet. I don't think I have opened this one. So let me see. Oops. I just opened it up with my tweezers, and we'll put about 4 drops in there. Got a little bit of a mess there. Bring that up. Take your stirring stick, mix it up well. Okay, now that I mixed it up, I see a few bubbles in there. So get the heat gun again, and we'll just get those bubbles out. All right. And with a brush, we're just going to brush on just a little layer around the edges and then the center, mostly the edges you want to get. And then that way it'll prevent bleeding through underneath. And now we'll put it under the UV light for, I'd say, 60 seconds. Now that's done. And I'll just do another layer. Just a nice thin layer. Now, if you'd like to add any glitter to this, you can do that also. I'm just going to do it plain because the glitter's in the little, you know, ball, or it could be a berry. So just do this. Okay. And then we'll put this under the light for 60 seconds. Okay, that's done. I just put it on a little silicone pad. It might make it a little easier to move it back and forth to cure it. Now you can do it a few layers just until you get the color that you would want. If you wanted a little darker, you might do a few more layers. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but the wire was 20 gauge silver. And then we'll put this in again. We'll put it in this time for 90 seconds. There, you can see it. And it's a lot easier now that it's on the silicone pad to move it. It's done curing. And I'm going to do another layer. I think, what was this? Number 3, 4. Lost track. Okay, and I'll put this under for 90 seconds, and then I'm going to turn it over and then do another 90 seconds on the bottom part, just so that it cures all the way through the holly leaf. Okay, now that they're cured, we can remove them from the tape. Sometimes the tape sticks on there. You can see where it removed off of here. So all you need to do is get a piece of masking tape and just rub it on there really well. And that should lift off the sticky stuff. You might have to do it a couple of times depending on how much of the residue was left over. And this one had quite a bit. I'll go back to that one in a second. This one just has a little bit at the bottom. Okay, and I'll continue with these and then I'll come right back. Okay, I got all the sticky stuff off the back, so now we can add it to our earrings. So I was thinking we could hang it from the first ring like so, or you could hang it from up here, but I'm thinking the first ring would look really nice. So make sure you have your 2 jump rings. Open them up to the side. Make sure you have the front of your holly leaf and the front of your earring. And we'll close it up. Okay, so did I put it on wrong? Yes, I did. Let me see. Yes. So, all right. So we'll just have to reverse this as I can find the opening. Okay. So open to the side, and then we'll have to turn it around. Not that hard. There we go. And there's your earring. Let me see. There you go. Or you could hang it from up here, which I was thinking we could try that. Let's try that really quick and see which one we like better. You could always play around with this stuff if you're not sure if you like it a certain way. So you can take it and add it to the jump ring up here. And then close it up. And then let's see what that one looks like. I think I like that much better. Hangs a little higher. So let me do the other one and I'll show you what they look like in a minute. So after I said that, I thought, well, you know what? I better show you again, just in case you didn't catch the first time. So we're just going to open it up sideways, like so. And we're going to put our holly leaf on, and then connect it to the little jump ring. It just brings it up a little higher when you have it down farther on the red ring. It kind of covers up the holly leaf a little bit, or the berry a little bit. So, and there you go. Look how pretty these are. So you could do it 2 ways. You could either do it with the holly leaf or leave the holly leaf off. And when you do it without the holly leaf, obviously it's a lot simpler earring to make. But you could always use a charm of a leaf, or if you have a charm of a holly, or a Christmas tree. You could add whatever you like. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and press that bell for any further notifications of my upcoming videos. If you'd like to see some of my artwork, my photography, and are interested in any of my jewelry, please look at the links down below in the description box. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.